Good morning, Coach. Thanks for joining us as always. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing?
Doing very well.
Yeah.
Man.
Very well. Why are you doing? Oh, why don't you take that a step further? Why are you doing very well today?
Because my mood, just like Jerry told us Tuesday, it fluctuates way too much. This whole thing y'all do in sports about just acting medium and staying even keel, that doesn't work for fans, man. So after the debut and the Dak news, which y'all did on Sunday, I mean, my wife thanks you for it the most, and the kid in my house, because my mood just the DFW's mood went through the roof. Is yours like that at all?
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, Monday is always a much bigger joy when you're victorious on Sunday. I mean, that's a big part of this business, and obviously it definitely aligns with the fans. So I was just curious because I thought maybe RJ got you straightened out, got you on some black coffee or something.
That's right. So you get some black coffee in, all of a sudden your mood's just so much better because I just had to get another cup.
I was planning to get Coach. I was planning, get him a nice big steak dinner for his birthday, but I'm going to get him that crap that Roger Emmerich, the voice of AT&T, used to, that hickory crap.
Chicory coffee.
Have you ever had that, Coach? Tastes like tree bark.
Community House out of New Orleans, great coffee. Oh. Absolutely. Everybody needs a little chicory in their coffee.
That's right. Absolutely.
Lord. All right, what's your if I make you have a mixed drink, what is it?
Vodka and water with lemon.
Just like soda water, right? Or you talking like
regular water.
Really?
He's from Pittsburgh, man. These are Pittsburgh drinks.
Okay.
Well, you got to hydrate. I mean, if you're going to dabble socially, you got to make sure you're hydrating also.
Man, I'll tell you,
it's a very practical, cocktail.
Throw some Topo Chico in there and a lime. It'll change your life. It'll change your entire life.
Yeah. I've tried that. I know. Hasn't done it for me.
You think Mike McCarthy going to sit down at the corner of the bar in Pittsburgh and go, Topo, please?
Yeah, Topo. They have Topo in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's made it back there yet. That's for sure.
Coach, what did you think of Jerry's quarterback comments yesterday?
Well, I think the first part, he was talking about winning, and obviously it's all about winning this time of year, and we want Cooper to be a big part of that. But I think the second part is really something that you guys have probably are having some fun with. So enjoy yourself, drink your black coffee, and go for it. But
no vodka water for this.
Yeah, a little early, guys. Now I am really concerned. But I think, clearly everybody in our locker room and everybody in the building, Jerry included, Dak is our quarterback, and we want Cooper to be as successful as possible. So I think it stops right there.
So, when he says something like that, does he, kind of walk by your office and say, hey, sorry, I ruined your day, or, good luck?
I'll tell you, I mean, probably in the 90s, he probably did it that way. But, I mean, thanks to you guys and our media staff, social media, the whole ball wax, it doesn't take long for it to get to you. So there's really never a conversation that needs to take place. But it's part of the, part of the operation here, and at the end of the day, we are focused on winning. And as I read it or was told about it, Jerry's immediate comments are about winning.
How did you deal?
Initial comments, because you guys start word battling me here.
How did you deal with it in Green Bay? Because it was a different time, right? When the Rodgers Favre thing was going on, it was pre-social media or pre-Twitter. How did you deal with the noise back then?
Well, I mean, anytime we encountered anything, the philosophy was to stay on a high road, and I'll just tell you from a lot of experience of riding up on that high road, there's nobody there, and it's lonely, and you get that beat out of you. So that's definitely not the. Excuse me, that you get. It's a different approach, and
Mike.
But I think that clearly, it's just. Jerry's engaged with his fan base, and I think that's a positive thing.
I think you've had a vodka water already.
What are you doing? You trying to get us canceled? You trying to get us canceled?
I'm just disturbed that I use bad language.
Coach, I want to ask you. I always like to try to save a general football question for you, and I could be dead wrong on this. There's probably analytics which Choppy will look up, but the 15-play script in watching a lot of games in the first couple weeks, it really feels like teams have come out including you guys in the last game, and been really, really effective with whatever the script is to open up. Can you explain what you all do, or your thoughts on that, on why it appears to be so effective with what you guys decide to open up with script wise?
Yeah, when you talk about the first 15, I mean, the first 15 philosophy has been in the league for decades. I know it has been as long as I've been in the league. So, but I think there is different approaches with the first 15. I think when you look at it, we talk about them as openers, and I've always communicated as either these were the top 15 thoughts. But I've also been a part of programs where you try to chart out how the first 15 plays are going to go. First down, second down, and the third down, and things like that. But it's really a focus on what we feel are our top calls going into the game, and I just think like anything, when you're able to get that done earlier in the week, and the players have a chance to rep it and practice it, and it just gives them a chance to get started and get them into a rhythm, and I think it's like anything in the game of football. If you feel like you have a couple extra reps on it, particularly Friday, Saturday, leading into a Sunday game, it gives you a little higher rate of success.
So you're not deciding today, like for sure, 100% what the fourth play will be Monday against the Giants. It doesn't work like that, right? You're just kind of picking and choosing amongst 15 plays generally.
No, it really starts tonight. Like Kellen and Dan will sit down. Dan will be looking at it from the other side of the ball, obviously, but he'll be getting his top calls. And some defensive coordinators, if an offense is really exceptional at the first 15, you might play the upfield shoulder more and just play a little more conservative to start the game too. So I mean, there's different philosophies within that, how the first 15 works on both sides of the ball. But Kellen will sit down tonight and start his opening. This is the first run I like in normal D&D. This is the first runner pass, and second 1 to 3, and so you build it that way, and then we and that's what really Friday is for us. So Friday is when we start to talk about the first 15 and make sure because Friday is really a huge emphasis for us on, we call it fast start and purest finish Friday, but just to make sure we're really focused on the beginning of the game and at the end of the game. Because if you look at the success in our league, particularly in winning, a fast start definitely helps you.
Yeah.
But you have to finish. I mean, it's just every one of these games, a high percentage of these games comes down to the last series. Just like our Cincinnati game.
Does that kind of get reset for the second half where you guys go back to 10 or 15? Yeah. And what did you see philosophically in the difference where it seemed like the offense slowed down a little bit in the second half against the Bengals compared to the start you had?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a thought process to it. I know, and I think it really, it's more about where you are as an offense sometimes, and not that it's right or wrong or indifferent, but, I would have a second 15 for the second half. So, but also, then you got to, you can be a bit of a contradiction. If the plays are so good and you're saving them for the second half, why don't you run them in the first half? Yeah, great question. So, it's all part of the chess match, and and it's really, that's why the responsibility of play calling is so important. Because at the end of the day, you got to keep the offensive players on, keep them on the balls of their feet and keep them in rhythm, the pace operation, timely calls, and all those things too. So that's a big part of the way that the players, react to the play calls coming in.
Coach, how different is it coming up with a game plan, for Cooper versus for Dak?
Well, I mean, they're very similar, and that process starts, back in the spring when you're building your menu for the season, and you're, also trying to prepare for when things do, when injuries happen, and, younger players are in certain positions, so that that's all part of it, So, but yeah, there's not a big difference of what we do, from Dak to Cooper, and that just says so much about Cooper, and the benefit of having a number 2 quarterback that is cerebral, instinctive, aware, and very, very, very much in tune with what we're doing.
We've asked this question all week. Like, is there a certain thing that Cooper does that you would want Dak to, like a trait that you would want Dak to borrow? Is there a certain thing?
I'll tell you, they really complement each other. I'm just going back, through their, if you look at the way we grade them and analyze them, but they, I think they're both, both in command of the offense. The decision-making process is very similar. So no, I think the beauty of a healthy quarterback room is, the number one, Dak, he sets the template, and the more that your 2 and 3 can play to him, and obviously it bonds better for your offense. I think anytime, I've seen it where even the number 2 and the number 3 quarterback walk like the number 1. It just, it's all about not missing a beat when you have to make a change at the most important position on offense.
Mike McCarthy with us every Friday here on 105.3 The Fan. Coach, can you just talk about the decision to get Jason Peters some reps at left guard and right tackle yesterday? Is that a decision that you recently made, or you knew that you were going to do that when you signed him?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're really right on schedule for the plan that we talked about with Jason when we signed him. So, we were looking at a 3-4 week period. We kind of compared it more to a ramp up type process in training camp. So, he's taking more reps each week. So, and it's just, Jason's played so much football, and and it's just the communication between him and the strength staff and the trainers and the coaches, and myself included, and just keeping him on an incline to get himself ready.
Is there a snap count in mind for Gallup?
Well, today, the snap count today is a huge one. This will be his second padded practice since he came back. So I'm going to say he took 16 or 18 reps yesterday. So I'd like to see a little more out of him today, and hopefully everything is clean coming out of this practice.
You finally listened to RJ and gave Micah the majority of his reps at rushing the passer. It got you the dub.
So you guys are taking credit for it?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, we're your drama coach. We're your Micah coach.
Absolutely.
And your coffee consultant. All three.
Wow.
And vodka.
Well, I really appreciate that. I'm feeling closer by the minute.
Well, what went into that decision, Coach, to just say, you know what, let's scrap some of the versatility in this, and let's just have him wreck this game going after Burrow?
Well, I mean, it's game plan specific, and I think the more you move through the season, it's you look at things from a situational basis. Obviously, Mike is a dynamic player from both on the line and off the line. So, and we've, I answered this question the same since day one. I mean, it's about targeting challenges for the offense too. Mike is a rare skill set that he can play on and off the ball at an extremely high level. So, but yeah, I mean, it's, when he lines up with his hand in the dirt, coming off the edge, I mean, he's an incredible force. But his range, particularly from the middle of the defense, is exceptional.
You have any congestion tips for him? Have the DFW allergies gotten to you as well, like many of us?
I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's that time of year, and so he's working through it. Talked to him last night. I expect him to. He wants to come in today and try to get some work and get ready for Monday night.
Have you ever done that nose rinse? Like it's
like Navage.
It's awful. It's disgusting. But have you ever done it just to stay clear?
Do I look like a guy that rinses his nose?
Man, get you a water pick and just shove it up there. You'd be fine.
Oh my gosh!
You do it with Topo. Do it with Topo.
Okay, are we wrapping up?
We're wrapping.
All
right, Coach. We'll let you get back to work. And we had to throw in one extra since you dropped the S-bomb on us. Coach, thanks.
I apologize for that. That slipped.
Thanks. You can pay the fine. Thanks for the great.
I've paid enough fines around here. You want to take care of me, do me a favor, please.
Hey, thanks for the time as always, Coach. Absolute greatness, and good luck Monday night against the Giants.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Take care.